Y'all, throw out everything. Throw out everything you thought you knew about content creation, because today I am here to tell you less is more. In 2025, you can do so much more with a lot less. If I started a YouTube channel in 2025, what would I change? What would I focus on? Hey friends, it's Chrysantilus, and today I will be revealing my secrets to being a full-time content creator. So today, we're spilling the tea. I will be breaking down the steps that I took to become a full-time content creator, and we are going to go step by step. The first step we'll call imagine. The second step we'll call invest. And the third step is a mystery. I'm gonna save the best for last, and I'm actually not going to tell y'all what the third step is until you get to that part of the video. So, first step, being a full-time content creator is rewarding work. It is also challenging work. I remember seeing a really funny TikTok that said, instead of working for somebody else 9 to 5, I quit my job to work for myself 24/7. That's what being a content creator is. To start off, if you are interested in YouTube or TikTok, those are my two places of expertise. That is how I make my living. That's what I can help you out with. The growth potential on TikTok is immense. The growth potential on YouTube is not as immediate, but with patience, it bears beautiful fruit. With patience, it will grow. YouTube definitely requires a lot more patience and time than TikTok growth does. So today, I'm going to talk about how to get into the right mindset. It is all about your mindset. I'll also get a little bit into the software I use and stuff like that, but no software or tool is going to help you out if you do not have the right mindset. But first, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Chrysantilus, and this channel is a realm dedicated to destigmatizing and demystifying the trip. Today, we are talking about the trip of being a content creator, which I have been full-time since, I want to say 2019, so going on 6 years full-time. I'm super excited for today's video, but before we hop into it, you can get with the realm on Instagram and TikTok at Chrysantilus, or if you would like to further support the channel, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. Patreon patrons are the lifeblood of this channel. They keep this channel fueled, they keep this channel going, and I have lots of fun exclusive BTS videos over on Patreon, as well as more about my process, and my DMs are open on Patreon too. By the way, side note, everything that I'm mentioning today in this video, whether it's my mics, my equipment, or my software, is linked in the description, so please check out those links, click them, and give it a try. Commissions from all these links will go towards supporting the realm. Let's hop into the video. I'm calling the first step define. It's going to be definition. It's going to be defining the niche, purpose, and mission of your channel. Starting on YouTube is very much like starting a business. So for your first 4 videos, you are going to be mainly exploring niche, and I would just focus on making videos about something that you care about, something that you're super passionate about. And a question I would really meditate on when you are starting out a channel or a new TikTok account, what have you, is going to be, what impact do I personally want to make on the world? And that is going to be your mission. So if you would like to spread awareness about something, if you would like to educate about something, this can even be how-tos and tutorials. You don't have to super niche down starting out, but you do want to define your mission, and then your niche will grow around this. Additionally, your initial niches are not necessarily going to stick, and they are not necessarily going to be what your audience responds to. For example, when I started this channel, it was primarily mindfulness. I did meditations, I did vlog and travel and tea tutorials, and even some lucid dreaming tutorials. And it was very much Chrysantilus is a realm of actualization. Those first videos that I made exist within the world of my channel, but they are not what my audience ended up responding to. And my audience ended up responding to my shroomy videos. Shroomy videos, mindfulness, it's a continuation of the same niche, but in a different form. While we are creating these niches, while we are defining these niches, I would say pick 3 main niches that you are interested in, and also write out a logline of your mission. For example, my logline is typically Chrysantilus is a realm dedicated to demystifying and destigmatizing the trip, right? A lot of the times this has to do with trippy stuff, but sometimes we just talk about life, the trip of life. Defining your niche and defining your mission is going to set you up in your purpose. It's super important that when we are making these videos, we are not just making videos that we care about, but that our audience also cares about. And our audience also needs to be able to see that we care about whatever we're making videos about. So that's where this idea of purpose comes in. I would recommend playing around with your 3 different niches in your first 4 videos and seeing what feels good, what might feel exhausting, what feels sustainable to you in terms of, ooh, I get really excited actually when I talk about mushrooms. Ooh, this is something that I actually could make 100 videos about, and my audience would watch 100 videos about. And it's something that I don't see myself giving up or moving away from anytime soon. Additionally, I'll also say, based on my research, there are definitely some formats that are outperforming on YouTube right now. One of these being video essay series, okay? And you can niche just about any educational content into a video essay, which is so amazing. And secondly are going to be interview series. So these are either going to be podcasts with long form conversations, or I have a friend Devin who does on the street interviews, and you guys can catch me in them. They perform incredibly. He actually started YouTube after me and has 8 times the amount of subscribers compared to my channel. There are outperforming formats right now: long form video, long form interviews, on the street interviews, and video essays. These videos are going to do numbers as long as you can select a topic that your audience is interested in and hold their attention throughout the video with your editing. Before we get into the next category, I do just want to say a really important part of the successful full-time content creator mindset is going to be humility, humbling yourself. And this is what can be done in this brainstorming, defining, pre-production process, is set the expectation that just off the bat, nobody is going to care. Nobody is inherently going to care, but eventually people will. I think when I started out my YouTube, I expected just everybody to watch it because it was me. My friends to watch it because it was me, my community to watch it because it was me. I had unrealistic expectations about how people would engage with my channel. I was sort of kind of like, well, it doesn't matter what this stuff is about. Because I'm doing it, people should watch. The people in my life should watch and care. But that doesn't actually make sense. That's not actually how the world works. I don't necessarily watch the YouTube channels of all the other people in my life, just because they might not fall into the niches that I'm interested in consuming on YouTube. And that goes for people watching my videos. So I could be making videos all about animation and just having the expectation that other people in my life will just off the bat tune in because it's me, because they should care, because like, hey, I'm out here, I'm putting myself out here. It's a flawed assumption to make. And a safer assumption to make is just that, like, off the bat, absolutely nobody is gonna care. And that's a double-edged sword, because you can experiment a lot within that space, but also starting off viewership on YouTube, you might get 5 views on your first video. So it's super important to approach all of your content from a place of humility and from a place of starting at 0. And that's what building a YouTube channel is literally starting at 0. Everybody started out with 0 subscribers and absolutely nobody caring about anything they had to say or what they had to make videos about. This pre-production, planning, brainstorming time is also going to be where you need to figure out structure. So how often can I film these videos? How often can I edit these videos? Maybe I'm filming them once or twice a month on a Wednesday evening, and I'm editing them every Monday and Tuesday night, putting them out on Wednesdays, something like that. It's really super important to nail down your schedule, figure out what time you genuinely have to put into this. That's going to be the most important thing for sustainability, is creating a realistic production schedule. And a lot of the times you're going to have to be working when you would rather not be working. For me, starting out, that could look like on some weekends, or that could look like at night. Yeah, starting a YouTube is like starting a business. And if you already have a full time, it's even more work, especially starting out. All right, let's get into investing. The next step is going to be invest. This is not just like investing in fancy equipment. In fact, I don't think that you need fancy equipment starting out. It is also investing in expertise, how you can potentially give back to other creators and what you can learn from them. I think the most important step of content creation that I did not take starting out was speaking with other successful creators about their process. And this can look like booking one-on-one sessions, which I offer, link in my description. I would just suggest talking to somebody who's doing it full time and who is where you want to be. So like I mentioned, this can look like giving back. For me, I have helped other YouTubers and content creators make videos completely for free. I've even done editing for them completely for free, just to learn about their mindset, their process, try to see what I may be missing. And it's always completely skyrocketed my growth anytime I've been in just the air of other people who are doing the thing and have larger channels, larger platforms, helping them out. But my mindset really changed around content creation when I decided to start investing in one-on-ones with a social media expert. And this was years ago. But I remember she watched my videos and she showed me specifically some of my biggest blind spots. And one of those blind spots was being a little bit too safe. And so I took my content in a bit of a less safe direction, honestly, because I was playing a super safe game. And sometimes that can be great for avoiding YouTube strikes, but it might not be the best for your audience. It might not be interesting enough for people to watch when you are playing it really super safe. This can also go for vlog content. A super important note on that. If you are not somebody that people know outside of YouTube, it is going to be so much harder to grow within the vlogging niche, especially if you don't have like a couples channel where there are multiple people being featured in the vlog and it's just you. Those are the safest videos that people tend to care the absolute least about, unfortunately. And so talking head videos like this one tend to outperform for me, and less safe videos also tend to outperform for me across platforms, TikTok and YouTube. When I'm talking about something that attracts a certain amount of polarity, sometimes that can be people even disagreeing with me. It's a sign that I'm starting a conversation. And that is ultimately what some of the most successful videos do. They start a conversation within the video that continues on to the comment section. So it's really important to ask ourselves, what kind of conversations do I want to start? What conversations do I have the space to hold right now? And what conversations do I genuinely have an expertise in and personal lived experience in? Because people can tell when you do not. Let's talk about equipment. Let's talk about software. I would recommend getting a solid microphone. The one I'm using now is the Rode Wireless Go 2. This is a mic that can pop right off. It can even clip on your shirt. I think that a good mic is more important than a good camera, because If we're watching a video where the video quality really isn't there, but the sound is crisp and it's clean and you can understand it, people are more likely to watch that video than a video that is HD, 4K, pristine, but the sound is not great, is not giving. We always want to prioritize sound, in my opinion. So you can record your first YouTube videos from your phone. You can get a solid state drive for extended storage, which you can then edit on your computer with. And really quickly, lights are super important too, but if you have a window with natural lighting, that often will do. And moving right along, let's talk a bit about software. So, to edit my videos, I've always used Premiere Pro. The Adobe suite can be expensive, and that part is exhausting, but Premiere Pro is not the only video editing software. So if you are starting off and you are on a budget, there is free software. I know Final Cut Pro was the first software I really learned to edit video on. I don't prefer it to Premiere Pro, but I also will say CapCut is absolutely fantastic, and CapCut has certain features that not even Premiere Pro has. CapCut also has desktop editing, but while you are working your way to a bigger software like Adobe software like Premiere Pro, Audition, After Effects, you could work with Final Cut Pro and still have a huge channel. Some of my friends with the biggest channels, they just use Final Cut Pro, and their channels really aren't about editing in the way that my channel tends to focus on editing. Next, I will say my number one video editing software recommendation is Descript. So I have been working with Descript for years. I used to spend an entire day cleaning up my footage, taking out the quiet parts, taking out the ums, taking out the second takes. Descript will do all of this for you, and Descript can save you an entire day or two of editing your video. If you are interested in Descript though, please do not look it up yourself. Please click the link in my description because I recently became an affiliate with them, and they didn't even reach out to me. I literally applied with them because this is an absolutely incredible software. It's magic. This software will edit your video for you. And then all you have to do is the final little touches. It saves so much time. Like, I have videos that would have usually taken me 1 or 2 hours to edit, just like TikToks. They take me 3 minutes in Descript. It's an insane amount of time saved. And there are also features that, in case you say the wrong thing, Descript will create a copy of your voice, and all you have to do is type in the right thing, and Descript will make you say the right thing. So you don't have to go and reshoot or re-record or anything like that. There are absolutely incredible features, and Descript will also create captions for vertical videos, and I cannot stop talking about Descript. But that is my number one tip for video editing. You can edit your entire video in Descript without even using other programs. But I use Descript and then I round trip that into Premiere Pro because you can export the XML. It is absolutely wonderful. I would definitely recommend checking out Descript. That's the number one thing I recommend for all my friends getting into YouTube and video editing. Save your time. Time is money. And prioritize software that allows you to save your time. Moving on. Today's episode is brought to you by Minnesota Nice ℂ𝕙𝕒𝕢𝕇. From kava to kana to Blue Lotus, MN Nice has all the trippy gummies and relaxing teas you could ever ask for, all fully legal. I highly recommend starting with their Blue Lotus teas and gummies if you need a sleep aid, or their kana and kava if you're looking for a grounding buzz. Use code KEEPITTRIPPY for 10% off. Link in description. Number 3, we saved the best for last. Number 3 is sacrifice, okay? This goes back into humility. It is sacrifice. Sacrifice is the planting of the seeds. So many creators that you see as successful, we had to give up so much to become full-time content creators. That could be time, that could be independence. For me, it was definitely both. I cannot tell you the amount of times I had to move back in with my family so that I could save money while continuing to grow my YouTube channel. If you're in a place where you are down to sacrifice is to plant the seeds that will bear the fruit of full-time content creation. And that is what a lot of folks maybe don't talk about on here as much. If you do not have a 6-figure 9 to 5, it's not a good idea to take advice from YouTubers who went from a 6-figure income job to full-time content creation, because they likely are not going to have to sacrifice what you might have to sacrifice or what I had to sacrifice to get to that place. A lot of your favorite YouTubers and TikTokers may actually still be living with their families. Some of the top streamers on Twitch are still living with their families. For so much of my YouTube career, I was. And there is no shame in that. There is no shame in sacrificing some of your own independence for a longer term career. Full-time content creation can be temporary. It can be something you go in and out of, depending on what opportunities may present themselves to you. However, if you are not willing to sacrifice some time, additionally some money, and maybe even some independence, depending on your age, it's not going to be an easy road without that sacrifice. And once you do sacrifice and find your niche and find what your audience reacts to, and also, like I mentioned, time, sacrificing time, this is where patience really comes into play. You might not hit your first 1,000 subscribers in a year. I personally didn't. I have heard YouTubers say like, oh, if you don't hit 1K in the year, give up, okay? If I gave up, I would have never hit 10K ever. Some audiences are going to be harder to grow. Specifically for a person with my lived experience who looks like me, it's easier to grow in the beauty niche, okay? But I am not a beauty niche channel. I may have done one skincare video once. And because of that, I had to have a lot more patience for my growth journey. And I still continue to have that patience. So we cannot expect overnight results. Great results take years. It took me 3 or 4 years on TikTok before I hit 100K, 200K. And the reason I hit that follower count was because I had the patience to stick with it when it felt like nobody was watching my videos. YouTube growth is even longer. Some people don't hit 100K on YouTube for 7 or 8 years of sticking with it. But the great thing is, as long as you are making videos, you are creating a backlog of an incredible amount of content for people to discover when they discover you. So when people find my channel, they're going to see that I have hundreds of videos, which is epic, which is awesome. And it's just a matter of giving yourself grace. I also would personally recommend a daily mindfulness practice. So I use an app called Headspace, but there are also free apps like the Calm app and Insight Timer. I believe those are still free, all within the App Store. I meditate every morning. It gets me started off on the right foot, and being mindful about your life and your thoughts will eventually translate into being super mindful about your content creation. So I recommend starting a meditation practice if you have not started one yet, and having a lot of patience for the results that you ultimately want to see. Now, you don't have to have millions of followers or subscribers to make a full-time living. Let's talk about monetization. Most of your monetization from YouTube actually might not come from ad revenue. That's what YouTube pays you directly. Most of my monetization on YouTube comes from partnerships, brand affiliation, commissions, etc. On TikTok, most of my monetization comes from live streaming. We have to get creative with our streams of income. And also, I will say, create a Patreon page as soon as you have like 10 videos up. You would be surprised at the amount of people who just want to support you right off the bat in your life. I had my first 10 patrons probably before I even had 5,000 followers on YouTube. Patreon is also a way that a lot of YouTubers make their bottom line. Side note, for writers, I've seen a lot of writers doing the whole Substack thing, which I think is awesome and amazing and epic. And I think that is wonderful as well. Subscription services are great. Merch can be great. If you click the links in my description, you will see I even have Amazon affiliate links for the various things in these videos. And the great thing is that you can make thousands of dollars without having tens of thousands of subscribers. There are very small channels, like my channel included. I have a large platform on TikTok. I have a relatively small platform on YouTube. You can make a lot, no matter your platform size, as long as you have an audience that is watching, that is captive, that is caring. And something that is so great is, like, I don't even have 15K subscribers on this YouTube channel. However, I'm able to make bank because the audience that I do have clicks my links. That's all you need. All you need are people to click your links and to support you that way. All you need are Patreon patrons and people who just want to support what you're doing in whatever way they can. Of course, this looks like creating quality, engaging content about topics that you really care about, that feed back into your purpose and mission, and attention to detail. I consider myself the queen of thumbnails on YouTube. If you check out my thumbnails, you will see they really pop, they really stand out. Maybe you even clicked this video because the thumbnail got your attention, okay? So pay attention to the little things, pay attention to detail. Canva is amazing for thumbnails. I might do a whole video just about how I make thumbnails in the future. But also, if you have any questions or comments, please drop them below in the comment section. I answer every comment, and I would love to know if you guys have any questions about being a full-time content creator. It is not for the faint of heart. It is challenging work. It is unpredictable work. It is work that takes an insane amount of patience, but it is work that is ultimately so rewarding. And you can do it too. If I did it, you can do it. You just have to believe, and you just gotta cut yourself a little slack, give yourself a little grace, and have a lot of patience for your growth. But yeah, this was just the first video of my content creation advice. If you guys want to request other videos about specific aspects of content creation, whether it's video editing or a deep dive into the various software that I use, because I use a lot of it, let me know in the comment section. I would be more than happy to keep talking about this if this is something that y'all are interested in learning about. And kind reminder, I do offer affordable social media one-on-one sessions at a sliding scale cost, where we will create a game plan for you and go over strategies, niches, even more advice and gems than I gave in this video. So please be sure to check that out. And you can also now gift one-on-one sessions to aspiring creators in your life, which I think is so much fun. So feel free to gift a session as well. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, my name is Chrysantilus, and you can get with the realm on Instagram and TikTok at Chrysantilus. We have this super trippy Mush Love merch now available in our merch shop, linked in the description. And we also have a lovely offering of journals on Amazon, including a dream journal, an inner child journal, and a trip journal. Finally, shout out to all of our beautiful, lovely Patreon patrons. This channel would not be possible without your love and support. If you are interested in BTS episodes and footage and a bunch of fun pictures and journal entries and all that I do not talk about or show on this channel, please be sure to check out my Patreon page. My DMs are also open on Patreon too. I am wishing you all the best in your social media magic journey. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please be sure to subscribe to this channel for more. And as always, keep it trippy.